Good morning to my lovely, wonderful North Fayette first grade scholars. How are you doing this morning on this St. Patrick's Day? Are you wearing your green? I'm wearing my green for St. Patty's Day. All right, so I left you an assignment this morning from Google Classroom. And as I indicated, Miss Leger is going to read King Kaffu for you. And as I read King Kaffu right here, I would like for you to look at the pictures. You know how we talk about great readers look for text features that will help them to understand what they are reading. And so as I'm reading, I want you to identify the text features that you see. And I also believe that there are 3 words that you should be looking for, the vocabulary words. I believe one of them is brave. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't write this down. But nonetheless, as I read the story, if you have not listened to it already, I want you to look at the pictures. Where do you think the story is taking place? Which one of the characters do you think you would really want to write most about today? And I am going to begin King Kaffu and the Moon. I like this story. So, here's the table of contents. There are 3 chapters only in this book. All right, chapter 1. So listen. Long ago, in a far-off land, in a tiny village, there lived a king. His name was Kaffu. I'm so brave, bragged King Kaffu. I'm not afraid of anything. King Kaffu's people thought he was the bravest king in the world. The king was King Kaffu. The thing it was, King Kaffu wasn't as brave as everyone thought. He had a big secret. King Kaffu was afraid of the dark. Every evening, he would go to bed before it got dark. He would close his curtain and put on his sparkly pajamas. Then he would switch on his secret nightlight and get into bed. He loved his nightlight. It made the darkness in his bedroom go away, even when the sun went to bed. So here's the next page that I'll be reading. One night, as usual, King Kaffu pressed the switch on his nightlight, but the nightlight didn't come on. "Ah!" screamed King Kaffu. He felt very afraid. King Kaffu hid under his covers as the sun went down. After a while, he felt braver, and he peeked out. He saw the light from the moon peeping through his curtains. He had only ever heard about the moon. He had never actually seen it. It was so big and bright and round. "That's it," he said. "I will leave my curtains open at night. Then the light from the moon can keep my bedroom bright." Can you guys identify, or did you hear any rhyming words that I read as I read this page? A few nights later, King Kaffu went to bed as usual. When the moon rose, it looked different. A piece of the moon was missing. The next night, King Kaffu waited for the moon again. This time, even more of the moon was missing. "Yah!" King Kaffu screamed. King Kaffu's guards charged into the king's bedroom. "What is the matter?" he asked. "The moon! It's disappearing!" cried King Kaffu. The guard looked up at the sky. He could indeed see that some of the moon, was missing. So I am about to end chapter 1 and entering chapter 2. Look at the text features. Look at the characters. Look at their facial expression. And in case, oh, I apologize, I didn't show this to you, but I'm sure you'd probably already realize this is King Kafue. We must save the moon, said King Kafue. Tell the villagers I will give 1,000 gold coins to anyone who can capture the moon. I will keep the moon in the palace where I can keep an eye on it. Chapter 2. The next day, the guard made the announcement to the villagers. The moon is disappearing, he said. King Kafue will give 1,000 gold coins to anyone who can bring the moon to him. So here are the villagers. Here's the guard. The villagers were confused. The moon had disappeared before, and it had always come back again. But there was a reward of 1,000 gold coins. So they started thinking of ways to capture the moon. See, they have their thinking caps on. This is what I'm always telling you guys. Put your thinking caps on. So I hope you have your thinking caps on as I'm reading. They decided to build a rocket. They worked nonstop for 11 days and nights. Finally, the rocket was finished. But when the villagers looked up at the sky, the moon was gone. We must tell King Kafue, said the king's guard. He pointed to a young villager. You, boy, he said, go and find the king. Tell him the moon is gone. The boy nodded and immediately set off for the palace. The boy searched the palace for the king. It took him a long time, but eventually the boy found King Kafue. He was hiding under his bed covers. Why are you hiding? Asked the boy. I'm afraid of the dark, King Kafue whimpered. That's why I wanted to catch the moon and bring it to the palace. Then it would never be dark again. My people think I'm the bravest king in the world, but I am not. No one must ever know my secret. The boy felt sorry for King Kafue. Don't worry, the boy said. We will find the moon and bring it to you. The boy returned to the village. We must find the moon's hiding place, he told the villagers. The villagers agreed. First, they collected fishing rods and butterfly nets to help them catch the moon. Then, the boy, the guard, and some villagers climbed on board the rocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! The villagers cheered and the rocket shot up into the sky. And last, chapter 3. Pay attention. When they got into space, it was very dark. The villagers could see the moon hiding in the darkness. Let's fly around to the other side, said the king's guard. Good idea, said the boy. The rocket zoomed around the moon, making everyone dizzy. Look, said a villager, pointing out the window. This part of the moon is bright. Aha, said the boy. So we only see the part of the moon that the sun shines on. Let's go back and tell the king. Back in the village, the boy went with the king's guard to the palace. Your Highness, said the king's guard, there is nothing to worry about. The moon isn't disappearing at all. The moon is just dark when the sun doesn't shine on it. Oh dear, said King Kaffu. Whatever will we do? I know, said the boy. Every time the moon hides, we can fill the streets with light. A festival of light. Splendid idea, said the king happily. From then on, the king held on a festival of light every time the moon disappeared from the sky. As for the boy, well, he was given 1,000 gold coins and lived happily ever after. The end. So, my wonderful first grade scholars, I just read King Kaffu and the Moon to you. And of course, you can Google it and listen to it again online. And the assignment for today is for you to complete the page given. And as I indicated, if your parents do not have the ability to download or print it, it's okay for you to write the answers on a writing paper or on a blank sheet of paper. Now, as for the writing assignment, you get to choose one of the characters that, it is appealing to you, and then write 3 sentences. Now, I want you to draw the character, and then I want you to write the 3 sentences telling me maybe why you like the character that you chose, using adjective describing how the character look, how the character feel, how the character is acting, and which one of the characters really did what I always tell you to do as great readers. We have to think. Which one of them really thought well on how to help King Kaffu? And then I shall see you guys again a little bit later. I will read Theodore Roosevelt for you, as well as explaining a certain math word problem. I hope you guys are doing well this morning. And until then, see you next time. Bye.